Eat the cat? I think that's fucking funny. I got Eat the Cat from... I worked with this guy named Josh. And he was fucking weird, dude. He was so weird. And he would make jokes all the time, and he would say, eat the cat from the back. And I thought that shit was the funniest thing I ever heard. And he also called the clitoris the gator nugget, which to me was also fucking hilarious. Yes, the gator nugget. Florida girls make do. Florida girls make do. Gator nugget. He would say it in a voice like this. He would say... he would go on this rampage where he would talk like this. And he would talk like this. And he would say gator nugget. And I was like, please, I hate you. And he was best friends with the boy whose mum was the manager of the store that I worked at. So he did whatever the fuck he wanted while we were working. Rat boy? What do you mean rat boy? That does sound like rat boy, doesn't it? So we worked at a Starbucks cafe, and he was best friends with the manager's son, and he just had a job there for that reason. And he taught me how to be the worst. Here's what went on. I'm exposing this. He would say, so my name's Emily. He would call me Lee because he knew I fucking hated it. He would say, Lee. He would say it like that and talk to me in his fucking rat boy voice. And he's like, Lee, don't come in the back because I'm gonna piss in the sink. And I was like, please don't piss in the sink. He's like, I'm not pissing in the sink, I'm pissing where we dump the mop. We don't use that sink for food. And I was like, you can literally walk to the bathroom. It's probably just as far away. He's like, just don't come back there. At work. Thank you, Zoof. Thanks for the 28 months. So he would go and piss in the fucking place where we would dump the mop. He was like, watch this. And he would take the blender for the Frappuccinos, and he would blend brownies, Rice Krispie treats, sandwiches. He would fucking do whatever he wanted. He would eat the food whenever he wanted and not pay for it. And he's like, you should do this too. And I was like, I don't want to do that. He would just put it in the blender. There was a box, a wooden, display thing above our cafe that was, probably 5 feet by, 10 feet or something like that. That was hanging above us that had, a mural on it and had the sign for the cafe. And it was hung from the ceiling with, cables or whatever. The entire thing was hollow. Look at that cutie bottle. And had no ceiling to it, no roof to it. Birdie, thank you very much. So he would say, here's what you need to do as part of your onboarding. And he would take a bagel or a Rice Krispie treat, and he would throw it up in the air until it landed in the hollow box. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, that thing's full of bagels. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And one time he threw one up there and it missed and it landed on the corner, and it was there until the day I quit my job, and I worked there for 8 years. That bagel was up there. That bagel was on the fucking corner of that box for 8 years, dude. Based king. This bitch was so fucking stupid. This bitch was so stupid. There weren't bugs. I don't know. I don't know how many fucking bagels were in there. They were saran wrapped. Thanks, Curonical. Nightmare colleague. I also would laugh so hard that I would almost piss my pants while I worked with him, though, because he was so fucking funny. I know, Josh was so fucking funny. Who the fuck knows what he's doing these days? Because he was just wild, dude. He was wild. He was wild. So he did that, and then one of the other things that I remember that he did was Boba always pissing herself. It's not that impressive. Shut up! I be laughing. I be laughing. I have a short urethra, okay? That's the anatomy I was dealt. That's the hand I was dealt. I've got a short urethra, okay? Sometimes I be laughing. I don't piss every time I laugh. It's just if it's a really funny one. So Josh, famous eater of the cat from the back, famous bagel thrower. One day he was like, you wash the dishes today and I'll work the front. And I was like, okay. So I was washing the dishes for like 20, 30 minutes. I was back there. I came out. It had been a very quiet day, a quiet evening when we were working. I think we were working till about 8:30 in the evening. I came out from the fucking back room. This bitch, I kid you not, we had the counter where we had the microwave, the Frappuccino blender, the ice bin. This bitch was on the counter, laying on his side, asleep on the fucking counter, feet up on it and everything. Asleep on the counter. I came out, I said, Josh, what the fuck are you doing? He wakes up. I was like, are you fucking sleeping? And he's like, I just needed a quick nap. I said, how long have you been asleep for? He's like, I laid up here as soon as you went back there. I was like, you are so fucking stupid. You're so stupid. Thank you, M. Bergman. This bitch laid on the counter and fell asleep. So we had the manager of the whole store, and then we had the manager of the cafe we worked at. The manager of the cafe I worked at justifyingly hated Josh because he did not work. He hated work. Justifiably, that's the one. Justifiably hated him. He did not work. He fell asleep on the counter that one time. I snitched on him. I said, this bitch fell asleep on the counter because I thought it was funny. She didn't think it was funny. She yelled at him, but also he was untouchable, so I knew I could snitch on him because his friend would come in and they would just take all of the food from the cafe and leave with it. So this bitch could do whatever he wanted. So I was like, this bitch fell asleep on the counter. She was so pissed. She couldn't do anything about it, though. I didn't even snitch on him to snitch. I snitched on him because I was like, do you believe what I put up with? Lauren says she would have snitched to corporate. He was funny, so he did get away with a lot. He was untouchable because he was best friends with the store manager's son. They were like best friends, and they'd been best friends for years. And the reason that our manager eventually got replaced, I think a year or two after I started working there, was because she was also stealing. So her son, and her son's best friend would just steal. And so what she was doing was she would take our bank bag at the end of the day, and instead of putting it in the bank, in the vault, in the safe, she would take it home with her. And she would spend it, and then she would pay it back later in the week. And she didn't get caught for a very long time. Until we finally... all of the assistant manager knew. The other, like, sort of assistant manager knew. Everyone knew. And no one said anything. She was borrowing it. Yeah, and she just let her son... Her son would come in, and he would be like, can I have this thing? And she'd be like, yeah, of course you can. So then she finally I was like, well, a few of us convinced the assistant manager. We were like, first of all, this lady is awful because she was also a bitch. She was one of those people where, so Josh never fucking worked. If I was there, and I was 17 when I started working there, if I was there and I was like leaning against the counter taking a break because my feet hurt, She would say, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. And she worked me to the fucking bone, and Josh would sleep on the counter. So I was like, okay. She was pretty awful, and she was not nice. Thanks, Sibji. So she was, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. So I said, you know what? I think all of us are kind of tired of this lady. So we had like a meeting about it without her there, because she would also just not show up some days. And she was older. She was probably in her like 50s or 60s. And she was stealing and stuff. So then we had a meeting with the assistant managers. And they're like, okay, I guess we can report her. So they reported her to home office and to corporate. And they came in one day and they walked her out of the store. And we were like, uh-oh. And then, like... Sorry, I had to burp. It was a Barnes & Noble, honestly. They walked her out of the store, and we were like, what the fuck? They walked her out the front door, and she got fired. I don't know if they pursued it legally or not. And then the assistant manager, like... the sweetest lady ever, felt so bad for reporting her that she quit and moved away. Which I felt bad. Was Josh okay? So after Josh's safety net got taken away, Josh did not last too much longer. I think he worked there for a couple of more months until the manager of the cafe was like, it's time. And he didn't. He was okay with it because he was like, yeah, I don't fucking do a job. But also, we were working minimum wage at the time, which when I started, I think was $6.75 an hour. And I think maybe by then got around to like $7.25 by the time that he left. But we got, when our manager was walked out, we got a new manager who was hella fucking cool. Like the coolest like gay dude ever that would, I've told stories about him before. When customers would talk shit to us, he would tell them to fuck off, basically. He was great. So... yeah, but I did work with Josh. Famous eat the cat from the back gator nugget Josh. It's not $7.25, maybe in Texas. I think in Florida it's higher. Florida minimum wage. Florida state minimum wage right now is $11 per hour. This is greater than the federal minimum wage of $7.25. Yeah, Texas. How can you even be surprised? Federal minimum wage, $7.25, but state of Florida, $11 an hour. Not bad, Florida. The amendment set to increase state's hourly minimum wage to $15 by 2026. Texas? Texas? Google says California's $14. That sounds right. California's got its shit together for the most part. Oldman, thank you very much. Did you have to poop all the time while working at Barnes & Noble? I know a bunch of people who have to poop every time they go in, and I always wondered about working there. No, because I don't like to poop at the places that I work at. I don't like pooping anywhere that's not my house. So I will actively avoid it, and I will wait. I do not like pooping anywhere, especially because when you poop in public, they've got that fucking one-ply toilet paper, and my ass, I do not. I have wet wipes, baby wipes at my house because I saw someone say once, you would not wipe shit off of your hand with just a piece of paper, so why do you just wipe shit off of your ass with just a piece of paper? Baby wipes. Why do people get the cheapest paper that turns to powder in your hair? And that's what Forrest has, and I hate it. One ply looking ass. I do not like public restrooms pooping there. Thank you, chocolate. Baby wipes, though, best thing. Why are you laughing, Pedguin? Pedguin be pooping everywhere. Pedguin be like, BRB, I gotta poop. You snitched on me saying that I piss myself when I laugh, so... calling Forrest out. Oops. I accidentally called you out, too. I think most men do just poop wherever they want to, though. Cause that office bathroom, that boy bathroom, that be stankin'. That boy bathroom at the office be stankin'. Tuesdays? No. I did not poop in public, but when I worked at Barnes & Noble, I worked in the coffee part, so I drank a lot of coffee, and I still did not even have to poop while I was there. But I will tell you, hello, Lime's class. Lime's listening to a 31-year-old lady on the internet talk about pooping in public. Lime's class. Hey, Lime's friends. Hello, it's me, the 31-year-old on the internet lady. Pooping in public. Also, Lime's class, did you know that Lime is a cute sweetie and so lovely and kind? Lime's class. Also, I think that have you ever thought about getting Lime just a gift for no reason, like a cookie? I think that would be kind of really cool. And Pog Championship, you can ask Lime what Pog Championship means. But I think you should do that because then afterwards you can sound really cool when you say Pog Championship. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble. No, speaking of Barnes & Noble bathrooms, the fucking working at Barnes & Noble was a lot of homeless people would come in and they would either shit in the bathroom in the toilet, they would shit in the bathroom in the trash can, or they would shit somewhere and wipe it all over the walls. Or if they didn't want to come into the store, they would shit outside of the front of the store before we opened. So that happened a lot. One time when I was making $7 an hour at the Barnes & Noble, I had to clean blood out of the sink because I was the only one who would do it. And it was just, the sink just had blood in it. And I was like, okay, well, if I wear gloves and you give me bleach, sure, I'll clean it. I don't care. It is a ramble stream disco, I think. So I cleaned the fucking blood out of the sink. There was a hair tie in it, too. I don't know what the fuck they were up to in there. People fucked in the bathroom all the time. That happened. It was like a single-person stall and a single-person room and a single-person room. Thanks, Derek List. They fucked in the bathroom all the time. We would have to be like, hey, please stop fucking in the bathroom. Can I tell you the worst thing I had to clean at work? Please do. Please do. I'm impressed by your self-control. How do you not poop all day at work? I poop in the mornings. If I have to. And I don't poop every day. Is that TMI? I don't care. Did you say, yeah, the sticky books. I can talk about those too. There wasn't a hole between the rooms. Not that I knew of. No. So they would poop in there. Boba, I'm the same, and I thought it was weird. I don't be forcing it. First day of orientation at Big Boy meant I had to clean up a soup pot we found in the basement with human poop in it. Bitch, I would have just thrown it away. You only need to poop once a day, chat. It's not that hard. Yeah, and you can schedule it. You can train yourself. Poop in the morning. It's the easiest way. Before you shower. Poop before you shower. I had someone knew a nasty explosion in the customer bathroom and I was the only one who could apparently survive cleaning it. Why? I would have thrown the pot away. I'm gonna be honest. If I've got a Tupperware that I've neglected for so long, it's disgusting. I'm like, I know I'm a bad person for this, but doing the dishes is my most hated chore. I'm throwing it away. Throwing it away. But now I've started using horrible as I am, I use a plastic bag in it. And then I close it. I only use plates once. I wanted to get paper plates before I left because I hate doing the dishes. But I did not get them, so I've been doing the dishes. I just hate it because I hate... Luckily, when I have my dishes in my own home, I rinse them off before I put them in the sink to soak because I'm a millennial. So they don't have food on them, but I hate when you go to wash the dishes and there's like food like touching your hands, like when you go in the ocean and the seaweed touches you. I use one plate and one bowl and one mug. I don't. I be fucking going through all of my dishes until I don't have any left and I'm like, guess I'll do them. I hate doing dishes too, and I found out other apartments in my building have a dishwasher, and it's like, what the fuck, I don't. How about using whatever it's called, the paper you can use in the oven? Or like parchment paper. I use that sometimes. I wear socks once. Shut up, Pedguin. I don't really care about a dishwasher because I feel like when I was growing up, my mom was like, if you wash the dishes in the dishwasher, my mom would make me wash the dish the whole way and then put it in the dishwasher. Which that's... Mom? Mom, if you end up watching this YouTube video... She watches them sometimes and she'll text me about them. Do not... Mom, we did not have to wash the plate the whole way before it went in the dishwasher. That's what the dishwasher's for. You rinse it and it cleans it for you. Okay, Mom? I can't believe you made me wash the dish the whole way and then put it in the dishwasher. That was not very Pog Championship of you, Mom. Ask my brother what Pog Championship means. He might know. I do the same thing. I use the dishwasher to dry the plate. No.